Hey everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Community Rewind. I'm your host Alex Mead, and let's not waste any time this week. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Up first, we have one of our administrators, Vice President for Development, Benji Kelly.
Well, the first 6 weeks or so, man, it hit me hard. I'm a person who has to be out seeing people, and being confined to my house. While I love my family dearly, but there are just times where you just got to get away. So I struggled a little bit at the beginning, but once the weather kind of improved, we started doing a lot of stuff outside. I love to grill. That's just a hobby of mine. And so we've had a lot of meals that I've grilled. So that's been good. I will say that with my family, we've done a lot of more things together. Playing board games, watching movies, that sort of thing. Because, I hate to say what our governor says, but we're all getting through this together. And our family is trying to do that as well. Now that the weather has improved, obviously we're doing a lot more stuff outside. Played some golf. Take my frustrations out on the golf ball. But all in all, we've survived. My wife's an educator as well, so it's different for her teaching, these young kids. She's a reading interventionist, and it's hard doing it through a computer. But I've seen the meetings that she's been a part of. She's seen the meetings that I've been a part of, and we have a greater respect for each other in our professions that we probably wouldn't have seen if this pandemic wouldn't have happened. So, of course, I think each person, and when I say each person, each student, their situation is different. There were a lot of students who were able to go home and they didn't miss a lick with their education, but there are some, students that don't have the internet access at home. They don't have possibly a laptop or a tablet, or something like that to be able to continue their education once it was shifted to online. So we saw a need almost immediately that there are certain individuals that need some additional funding, so to speak, to be able to continue their education. Heard a couple stories of students taking their classes on their cell phone, and the screen obviously is not very big. They had to use a lot of data to be able to do that. So we felt the need to create this separate fund. And I tell you, a lot of individuals stepped up and supported this. This way, the money goes directly to help the students. If they need to purchase a laptop, if they need to purchase a tablet, if they need to, be able to get internet access for a couple of months, they will have the resources to be able to do that. So once again, our alumni base, our donors, they love helping kids. The projects, the capital projects are great. People can see that, but a lot of our donors' interest is impacting a student and know that their dollars are going to make sure that they are helping this next generation of students get a degree and, kind of get over this hurdle that the COVID-19 has presented. For about the first 6 weeks of when the pandemic hit, it kind of went into a shutdown mode in terms of giving. We went, I think, 3 or 4 weeks without even checks even coming in. But then kind of once people got through that initial shock, so to speak, they have really stepped back up, and we finished strong and had a really good year considering what all's happened. The capital campaign, obviously, we're in the extension phase of that. Majority of the giving is coming in that will directly impact the student. In other words, scholarship assistance. We've set up a student emergency fund, so that's where a lot of our dollars have been diverted to. The Bridge to Success program that you may be familiar with. We are seeing a little bit of capital support. Majority of the people who have multi-year commitments toward those projects are still giving, but they may just be a little delayed. But it's not to the point where they're saying we're not going to support it. It's just they're kind of delaying right now to, I guess, kind of get through this initial wave and kind of see how their business is going to react to it. But all in all, the support that we have received is going directly to our students, which, you know, they want them to be able to continue and get that education despite what's going on in society. We're a little over 80,000 that has come from private donations. I do know that some of the federal money that was passed by Congress through the CARES Act, there's some federal money that has come to us as well. I don't know what our figure is. It's based upon enrollment. That would be something that the business office could tell us. But we knew that the money that the federal government was going to give us was not going to be enough to be able to probably meet the needs of our students. Now, we got through that initial wave, but if this thing continues to go on for, you know, another 6, 9, 12, 18 months, you know, that's why we felt the need to raise additional support, you know, to help these students. And we will probably make a push come fall, you know, because there's a whole nother incoming class of freshmen that, you know, we don't know how they're going to be impacted either. Well, I just want to say, you know, I'm assuming the majority of our donors in the Taylor County community will watch this. You know, just thank them for their support, their generosity. You know, we've got a great thing going here at Campbellsville University, and without their support, we wouldn't be able to accomplish a lot of the goals and objectives that we have. And so I want to thank them, and you know, just appreciate you know, you guys being able to tell our story, because without what you do in communications and, you know, TV and broadcast, you know, it's getting that message out there to individuals that may not be able, you know, wouldn't come across us. And as a result, hopefully someone will want to support a student, a deserving student. And, you know, that's what we're here to educate this next generation. So.
And to get a look around some of the regional sites Campbellsville University has to offer is Assistant to the Vice President of University Outreach, Cho Sargent.
I serve with Campbellsville University and our Southern Regional Centers. And I want to share with you some great things that God is doing throughout Campbellsville University. In our Conover Education Center, which is located in Harrodsburg, Kentucky, there's some really amazing things that are happening. We've got our 4th dorm almost finished with construction. We're going to be moving students in there, as well as we have now our chiropractic building that's under construction. It's an amazing facility if you'd like to come see that sometime. As well as we have new academic programs that we're launching in Harrodsburg. We have the Marriage and Family Therapy. It's a great degree. It's a clinical education that we're now going to be offering here this fall in Harrodsburg that we're very excited about, as well as some technical programs. Now we're going to be having welding on site. We had previously offered that before a little bit further off of our center location. But then also HVAC starting in September, as well as HVACR. Those are incredible tech programs that we're excited to be able to offer our community and see lives change, family trees transformed, and see a true impact made for our area. And there's some other great things happening too. We're adding some additional sports programs here in Conover Education Center in Harrodsburg. One of those is soccer. It's a brand new program. We've got a wonderful head coach that's come on board and helping us recruit and get this team going. It's going to be men and women's soccer teams. We've got a brand new field just built, as well as a beautiful field house that's going to just make this a remarkable program. Also, we have esports. It's another new program we're launching here in Harrodsburg. And yeah, they battle it out playing video games. And in the days of uncertainty with COVID-19, this is one that we're hoping is going to be able to be utilized in a special way because of the social distancing that naturally occurs in the virtual world when you're playing opponents that are not face-to-face. And I know with COVID-19 there are some uncertainties, but you know we are going to do our absolute best to make sure everyone gets the most outstanding academic experience possible. That is a top-notch academic education, as well as we invest in them spiritually also. So we're excited to have students here at Campbellsville. This center is being very robust with the addition of Steak and Shake, our dining services that are enhanced, as well as the Res Life opportunities that students are going to be able to take advantage of, enjoy when they arrive here in the fall. But throughout our other Southern Regional Centers, there's some great things happening also. In Liberty, they're adding additional academic programs as well. They're adding a criminal justice undergraduate program, which is really going to make an impact for that area, that no longer will students have to leave and go abroad to study, but now they can gain a quality academic education right there in their local area that we're so excited about. We recently acquired all of the space in our Liberty building, so it's really going to enhance our offerings and opportunities that we can provide for students in Casey County and the surrounding areas. And then also in Somerset. Somerset is really growing. They're going to have record enrollment this year. Their center director, Angie, is doing a tremendous job leading that organization. And they're also going to be offering new degree programs this year as well. And we're very excited about that, as well as the new bistro that they're going to be adding on, where it's going to give students an opportunity to be able to come and have if they're staying there late studying, if they're there late for classes, that they have a place where they can go and get some food, but also a place where it's going to be quiet, where they can engage in their studies and prepare themselves for their coursework. But something that's similar throughout all of our centers, though it ties us all together, is our Christian focus and our Christian mission. And I know that that's been challenged through COVID-19 and our limited interaction that we can have, but church outreach remains strong. And we are serving churches in new and fascinating ways, and helping them engage online audiences, but also really being able to double down and invest in the spiritual life of our students. Because we love to take a holistic approach. It's more than just academic excellence, but it's also the spiritual nourishment and revelation they get here in who they are in Jesus Christ, and that spiritual component that makes us unique from most other universities, that people know who they are in Christ, and then they discover their purpose through Campbellsville University and through God to be able to go out then and lead changed lives and make a true impact for the kingdom and an impact in their local community. So one of the things that we're looking forward to this year is really focusing on being Christ-centered, staying connected with the local church. And I'm a local pastor, and I got to say that as much as Campbellsville University does for our spiritual life, we still need the local church. We need them to come alongside us and mentor these students, to provide spiritual discipleship for them, to let them know people are praying for them, that they care about them, and let them experience what the local body of Christ is, and bring them into that. We need all sorts of churches for that. That's why they're all the different denominations. And we have students of across a multitude of denominational backgrounds. And that's why it's critical for all of us to come together at this point and unite for advancing the kingdom and for the future of the Christendom. So we are asking you to come along and partner with us. We need your help. For those that are partnering, we just want to thank you and let you know how appreciative we are for everything that you do and investing in the lives of our students and making an impact in our faculty, our staff, and just partnering along with us to advance the kingdom as we remain Christ-centered, church-connected, and we're all focusing on changed lives for the kingdom of God. Thank you, and God bless.
And to wrap things up for this week's edition of Community Rewind, we sat down with the head coach of the men's and women's track team, Mark Miller.
We just got back from indoor NAIA Nationals, and so, which was during spring break, and then we came back, and I believe Tuesday of that week, we started hearing some things going around, and so we actually were not able to start practice for outdoor. So we came back, and our indoor nationals was out in Brookings, South Dakota, and on our way out, we had masks, and it was kind of just starting. And so we were able to complete our indoor nationals, unlike some of the other sports. I mean, they're on social media 24/7, so they kept asking, hey, we're going to have a season, what's going on? And I just had to, at that point, because we didn't know, is kind of push it off a bit and Actually, our last official practice was a trip to DQ Dairy Queen, just because of what was kind of rumbling out there. I just kind of had a feeling that, okay, this might be our last day together. Let's go and, have some bonding, cone. And it was a good time with the unfortunate circumstances. Out of our seniors, men and women, there was just a couple that showed interest about coming back. And at this point, we have two individuals, possibly three, that look to be returning for that senior season. So, but they were awarded that extended year. We didn't get to go to the state high school meet, and finding that kids were kind of like, well, I didn't have a season, so kind of disappointed and not going to pursue track and field in college. And then who it's really going to affect is seniors, this year's seniors, because you're going off sophomore times. Not even their junior, they didn't have a junior year. So I see just across the board that they're trying to run fast times, but then they're wanting to sign. And I had a girl visit just the other week, and she doesn't have time. Her times are from her freshman year because her parents, she wasn't doing as well as they thought she needed to be doing, so they pulled her from any extracurricular activity her sophomore year, and so her times are from freshman, and they are very concerned about that. So it's it's going to be just a kind of gut feeling almost, because you can't wait until now some kids they will wait till their state meet is over and kind of roll the dice to see if there's still scholarship out there and stuff, but you're gonna have to go with some gut feeling, and is this person somebody you want, and it's going to be a kind of a catch-22 this year, especially not having times and distances to go off of. At the beginning of it all, where we were required to stay home, it was nice just to be able to spend time with my wife, my daughter, and that doesn't normally happen, so that was very nice. But with Zoom and other types of communication, there's been a lot of meetings and educational pieces online, and so just been able to pick up those educational pieces. They're much cheaper than going to a conference and having to fly someplace. So that's been a benefit of just the cost. It's been much, much cheaper, and many even for free. So that's been a good educational way. But I'm ready to get back to school. The returning students are ready to get back, and I know this incoming freshman, I think they're ready to not be stuck at home, and really, I think you're going to see this freshman class really be excited, and really with having their senior year, taken away from them from a performance standpoint. I think they're going to really want to come out and show, what they could have done in their senior year of high school, and really try to excel from that standpoint.
And that's going to do it for us on Community Rewind this week. We hit on a ton of stuff. So remember, if you missed anything this week or in previous episodes, you can always head on over to WLCUtv.com. Scroll down till you see the Community Rewind icon, click there, and you can find all the episodes free of charge from Campbellsville University and WLCU. Alright guys, so for Benji Kelly, Cho Sargent, and Mark Miller, I've been your host Alex Mead, and I will see you all next Friday night for more Community Rewind.